Liv Morgan dedicates a message to Dominik Mysterio, shares video. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Liv Morgan has shared an interesting video, seemingly dedicating a message to Dominik Mysterio, and also taking a shot at Rhea Ripley. The Miracle Kid took to Instagram and posted a brief video package of her relationship with Dirty Dom and how she stole him from the Eradicator in 2024. The young Mysterio is currently sidelined after suffering a shoulder injury at an AAA event last month. Moreover, JD McDonough is also out of action due to an injury. Despite being short on numbers, the Judgment Day has been trying its best to regain dominance on Monday Night Raw. Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez secured a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship on last week's Raw by defeating the Kabuki Warriors and Bayley, Lyra Valkyria in a triple threat tag team match. Morgan and Perez will now challenge Rhea Ripley and IYO Sky for the titles at the upcoming Saturday night's main event. The Miracle Kid has officially renewed her rivalry with Mommy, as the two will lock horns once again, this time in tag team competition. Liv Morgan believes Roxanne Perez will be the next greatest of all time. After securing a shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez appeared on the Raw recap. During the conversation, Morgan stated that she was shaping the prodigy to be the next greatest. She believed that Perez would thrive under her wing. She did lose the titles rather quickly, and that's why she's my young, because now, under my tutelage, she's going to grow and be nurtured into the greatest of all time after my time, after I go. Liv continued, I am shaping my little Roxy to be the next greatest. It will be interesting to see if the Judgment Day members are able to dethrone Ryo at SNME. Retired Star's recent return freaked out friends, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and others. Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and more WWE stars were freaked out by retired star Daria Baronato, FKA Sonya Deville, who debuted in TNA on AMC as Daria Ray on January 15, 2026. Santino Marella introduced Daria Ray as the on-screen director of operations. However, Ray berated Marella for his authority on TNA television and then introduced a returning Elena Black, FKA Cora Jade. Baronato's return came as a surprise to everyone, as she had previously announced her retirement from professional wrestling in July 2025 during an interview on Insight with Chris Van Vliet. WWE released her in February last year. WWE's Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and more stars texted Daria Ray following her TNA debut. Nobody knew about Daria Ray's TNA debut on AMC before, and it was intentional on her part not to tell anyone, as Ray noted in an interview with Denise Salcedo that she wanted to get an honest reaction from everyone, including her friends. She said all the girls in WWE, including Natalya, Liv Morgan, Lana, and Bianca Belair, were freaked out when she showed up out of left field. They were all freaked out. I got so many texts. Natty, Liv, Lana, Bianca. So many of the girls reached out, and they were so supportive. Obviously on social media as well. They were like, what the? How did you not tell me this? They were all kind of freaked out that I kept it from them, but I was just trying to get a pop out of the girls. So, I wanted to keep it low-key and see their initial organic reaction, Daria Ray said. But also, there's a thing as I get older. It's not superstitious necessarily, I just feel when you share everything before it happens, it kind of taints the process, she added. Daria Baronato had given a tell-all interview to Ariel Helwani following her WWE release, where she spoke in depth about not expecting to be let go, as she was part of a budding faction on Raw, alongside Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, as Pure Fusion Collective. 4. Clear signs. The Judgment Day is done in WWE. The Judgment Day has been one of the most prominent factions on Monday Night Raw, who dominated the landscape for years. However, the solidarity and brotherhood that once held its bond tight have eroded in recent times. The faction has been submerged in internal conflicts lately in WWE. Besides, the group members have become fragmented instead of working as a unit. WWE has been dropping several hints lately, indicating that Judgment Day's doomsday is on the horizon. Whether it's Finn Balor bringing his old theme song or Liv Morgan's changing expression towards her stablemate, several underlying cues hint at its implosion. What's happening around it suggests that the faction is seemingly heading towards anarchy. Here are 4 clear signs that the Judgment Day is done in WWE. Number 4. Growing tensions between Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. A Cold War has been brewing between Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the past few weeks. It all began after Big Mommy Cool went after the Women's World Championship. It looked like Morgan wasn't pleased with that, as she may have herself wanted to chase the world title upon her return. Although things have been shown to be good, the reality seems to be different. Liv Morgan's subtle change of expression upon Raquel Rodriguez's walk away from the scene tells a clear story. She seems to be harboring a deep resentment toward her friend that might burst out in the coming time. The Miracle Kid could eventually turn her back on Rodriguez, dealing a huge blow to the Judgment Day. And it could mark the implosion of the group Dominik Mysterio's and JD McDonagh's withdrawal from stories. Dominik Mysterio and JD McDonagh have been away from television due to their injuries. Normally, WWE keeps the Judgment Day members tied to the faction's story despite their absence, as was seen in the case of Liv Morgan's absence from the company. However, Mysterio and McDonagh have been barely mentioned in recent weeks on Monday Night Raw. Their conspicuous withdrawal from Judgment Day's story is yet another sign that Triple H is no longer interested in pushing the group as a faction going ahead. Besides, Dirty Dom not vacating the Intercontinental Championship despite his hiatus also suggests that WWE may have plans to push him as a single star after an impending breakup of the Judgment Day. Multiple members of the Judgment Day declaring for the Royal Rumble. This week on Raw, the Judgment Day made a bold declaration, stating that Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez will all enter the Women's Royal Rumble match. Factions barely survive when their multiple members are in such a battle royal where every person looks for their self-interest. Past Royal Rumbles have featured several such betrayals. Therefore, WWE putting multiple members of the Judgment Day in the same Royal Rumble match is a huge indication that the company could be planning something big. There is a good possibility that fans might see one of the 3 members backstab the other at the upcoming Premium Live event, marking a huge crack in the faction. Finn Balor, exuding babyface nature on Raw. Finn Balor has been undergoing a subtle character change for the past few weeks in WWE. This week on Raw, the Prince showcased a typical babyface characteristic. He entered the arena on his old theme song, vibing with the WWE Universe like the good old days despite being a heel. Balor also received a tremendous show of respect from CM Punk after their title match. What the Prince did on the Red brand this week stands completely against the Judgment Day's gimmick. The fact that Finn Balor exuded a babyface nature is a major sign that he might soon part ways with his faction and head on his own path. It could ultimately lead to the Judgment Day's implosion with Balor heading on his singles run on Monday Night Raw.